For people of the Jewish faith, today marks the beginning of Hanukkah. Known by many as the Festival of Lights, Hanukkah celebrates the rededication of the Second Temple in Jerusalem during the 2nd century BC. The event occurred when Jews rose up against Greek-Syrian rulers in the Maccabean Revolt and drove them out of Jerusalem. Rabbi Dovid Greene is the co-founder of Chabad Southern Minnesota. Rabbi Greene, when we last spoke with you, it was in May around the National Day of Prayer. So happy to talk to you about the beginning of Hanukkah, the cultural significance among those within the Jewish faith. Explain that.
All across the board, Jews, whether they are whatever background they're from, they do celebrate this. The types of foods are different, maybe different from how it's celebrated in Israel as opposed to in the European communities. But it still has that same universal message. What do I mean? In Israel, very much emphasized the eating of what's called sufganiyot. Those are donuts fried in oil, and they're jelly-filled donuts. And you would say, like in the European countries, they would emphasize the idea of eating latkes. Latkes are potato pancakes fried in oil. The common denominator, though, is oil, because the miracle that happened with the oil when the Jews rededicated the temple that they had found defiled by the Syrian Greeks, and the oils were defiled, and they only found and part of the service in the temple was the lighting of the candelabrum, the menorah. So they had enough oil to last one day, but they lit it nevertheless, and it lasted miraculously 8 days. That's why we light a menorah, an eight-branched menorah, for one night, and that's from Hanukkah's 8 nights. One night for each day, one day, a light per day for the miracle that took place.
I'm following exactly what you're throwing down, Rabbi. How are things on the local level different this year with how Hanukkah is being observed? Because for all of us, COVID has changed so much of how we observe any holiday.
It re-emphasizes the need to be able, the need to reach out to all our friends and our neighbors, Jew and Gentile alike, to be able to find ways that we're able to lighten their load by adding light. And I think just when we contact a person, they're thought of, and for us, it's there's an eternal message. We talk about the universal, but there's also the eternal message. And the eternal message is whatever condition we find ourselves, we still, even it's like that olive, when it's crushed, it gives a little bit of oil, and with that oil, we'll be able to illuminate our lives, and then that way we illuminate other people's lives.
There is something that is going to happen here in Rochester on Monday at 6 o'clock. Talk about that and how that came to be. Why did y'all decide to have a Hanukkah parade?
Well, usually we do have a lighting downtown, gathering people together. It would be done indoors. You know, it is winter, even though the weather is nice, but winter's coming. So we would do it indoors at the Galleria. And this year it's not it's not advised
idea. It's not advised to get together.
It's not the thing. And of course, therefore, we find different ways to be able to still publicize, have people participate. So they're going to have a car parade, starting at the government center, and there are going to be a couple of cars with electric menorahs attached to the outside of the car on the roof. Make a little circuit around town to be able to publicize, share, bring people the awareness. Then come back to the government center and light a menorah obviously in a socially distant fashion. People won't even have to leave their car, and we'll be able to distribute in a safe, kosher fashion, kosher COVID fashion, so that people will be able to participate, and also recognizing that people may not want to come out and join in that. It's going to be also a live Facebook event.
Okay, so For those who can get on their devices, they can also watch and kind of take part, more so in a virtual way. You, Rabbi, are always a delight. I thank you so very much for your time.
Thank you very much. We should all have a pleasant, happy, and inspirational holiday.
Shalom, my friend.
Thank you. Shalom.